What's up guys, Jason here from Poor Man's Preparing. This video I want to check out a new kit I'm throwing together, which is a bushcraft survival kit. Now this isn't going to be 100% bushcraft, but you know, I'll try to keep out anything like technology. I don't have any like radios or battery chargers or anything like that. So that being said, this isn't perfect, so I will be adding things to this in the future as I go and as I get more items. And I'll, of course, when you make a new kit, you want to kind of test it out and see what works and see what doesn't. So this is just a basis for where I can start from, and then I can go from there. But let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. Alright, first we'll start off with the pack itself. I'm not really sure the name of it. It came from BattleBox. It's like a Chinese made thing, but it's actually pretty good quality. I really like it. It's a nice pack. And then on top here I have a wool blanket that also came in the same box as this. It is made by BattleBox. It's rather large. I'm not sure the exact dimensions. But what's good about wool is it will retain its like warming properties even though it's wet, so that's always good to have. In this pouch right here, I just keep my medical supplies. You know, they're easy to get to. That's where you always want to keep your medical stuff. Somewhere you can just tell somebody, alright, it's in the front pocket, and they grab it, know where it's at, no problem. Also, vacuum sealed my medical kit. It's got everything I need. It's got hemostatic gauze, gauze wrap, bandages or sprains, gauze pads, there's gloves, bandages, like super glue, medical super glue, I can't remember the name of it, but all that good stuff's in there. This kit is, it's small, but it's complete. It'll stop bleeding and allow you to get to where you need to get to, even if you're pretty far out, as long as it's not something too serious. We'll just go ahead and I'll show you this Zippo. It's a 4-in-1 axe or a camp axe or something. Pretty nice. It has a tent stake puller. That's what they say that is. It's got saw blades inside of it, which I have used. It works very well. You get 2 of those. Very good for sawing. And that'll be my redundancy because I also have a folding saw in there as well. Plus, of course, it's an axe, and there's a hammer end, or they say it's a tent stake driver. My bad. But I haven't really tested this out, but I plan on it, and it's pretty much the only axe I have, so it goes in here automatically. But it's a pretty nice item, it seems like. I wrapped it in. It's just some medical tape for extra grip. Very comfortable. I do plan on updating it in the future, and if I can get a better axe. Alright, in the side over here is nothing. That's room for expansion, or if I gather things while I'm out in the woods or whatever, I can just throw them in this pocket and be good to go. Or, like I said earlier, I plan on expanding this pack, so if I want to put additional items in there, I can. In this side, I have a AccuSharp knife sharpener. Very nice, easy to use. The survival filter collapsible canteen to gather water. Definitely need water. And I have a survivor filter straw. Very good filters. I've used these to drink straight out of the Ohio River, and I'm still here to talk about it, so they work very well. And these do screw right on to here, so you could drink it. You could fill this up, drink your water, and be good to go. I think we got one more thing. We got some little hardened resin thing. It's kind of like a glue. You could use this for all kinds of different things. Very cool, very useful item. Alright, but let's open it up and see what's inside. I'll go ahead and set the pack off to the side, and we'll go over the items in there. Alright, first up I have just an extra pair of big thick socks. These are made by Wolverine. Very good. You always need extra socks. That's the only extra clothing I have in there right now. if I don't have very much clothes, you know, honestly, I only have a couple pairs of pants, and I need them. So if I was to go on a little bushcrafted adventure or something bad happened, you know, my clothes are very easily accessible, so I'll just grab a pair of pants or whatever else I need and toss it in the bag. Next up, we'll look at my fire kit here. I just have it in this little bag. First up, I have some UCO Stormproof matches. Those things are great. You want to put these in every kit. They're just wonderful. Since it's a bushcraft bag, I have a little bit of bark and stuff like that to get a fire going that way. Pretty cool. Just keep it in a bag. I can also collect some when I'm out in the field. Next up, I have some fat wood sticks. These are rejects from my fire kits that I make, actually. And I have the Smith's Tender Grinder. It's like a cheese grater. You just rub this on there and it makes little shavings. And you know, fat wood's super flammable, so it'll take a spark and light up no problem in pretty much any weather. Of course, I have a ferro rod and a striker here. Nothing fancy, but it'll definitely do the job. This ain't going to be my main source. This will be my backup, actually. So my main source of ignition will be just using the old flint and steel, bushcraft style. Works very good. And with that, I have some char cloth right here. I'll throw some char cloth on there, and that'll take a spark from that, and I'll be able to get it to make a bird's nest and make a fire that way. Also have some wet fire. It's a good backup, you know. And one more item is a magnifying glass. Using the sun, that's very good. You know, it's free. You don't have to refill that. And some punky wood dust. This stuff works really good with the magnifying glass. It's basically ground up rotting wood, but it works very good for starting fires. So that's all my fire kit right there. I might add to it in the future. Who knows? Alright, next up is my folding saw, which is just a wicked folding saw. It came in a battle box as well. They have a lot of good items in there. This is a pretty good saw. I really like it. It's small, lightweight, but very good. And what I like about it is it comes in a case, and I can just throw this on my belt and I won't have to worry about it. Speaking of belts, this is the belt I have. It's called the Next belt, and this sucker is nice. It'll hold anything you put on it. It's a ratcheting belt, so no matter what, it will not come loose. It can only go forward until you hit this button to release it. So I have a lot of these items that you'll see in this bag. I plan on carrying on this belt. Alright, next up, I'm just grabbing items randomly, but next up is the Tops knife, the Cub. Great blade so far. I haven't really tested it out a lot. I really like that it's got these divots in here, so you can use it when using a Bojo method to start a fire. Very handy. Plus it's got a pocket. You can put a little fire kit or a sharpening stone in there. Be good to go. You can also put this on my belt, so I'll carry this along with the saw. Alright, next up I have a little bit of food here. Just for an example. If I was going to plan an adventure or whatever, I'm going to throw a little bit more in here. But this is an example. I'll vacuum seal it so it doesn't take up much room. And it's pretty easy meals, you know. Oatmeal and ramen noodles. You can't go wrong with that. And that'll be basically along the lines of what I would take. Plus some little snacks for here and there. And speaking of cooking, here is my cook kit. I can't remember the name of it. This is just your average little stove. I think it was 25 bucks on Amazon. Pretty nice. I got drink mixes, some ketchup. There's some eating utensils, a couple little bowls. There's some hot sauce, salt, pepper, some tea, sugar. There's a little bottle of hot sauce there. So pretty cool little kit. If I have to eat something that's not very pleasant, at least I could add a little bit of flavoring to it. So that's always helpful. And I put this Moore knife, bushcrafting knife, It's called the Pro C. As all of you know, should know, Moore knife is a great knife, and you know, I can't really say anything bad about them. For smaller camp tasks, I have this. It came in a pocket box. I think it was called an Adz. I just left it to make it like a hatchet style, and wrapped it with paracord, and put that on there so it won't fall off. Very cool little tool, very lightweight, and I had to have it in there. It just fits with it. So if I didn't have my big axe, I could at least do a little bit of work with a small one. For some added warmth, there's some good Thinsulate, you know, fleece lined gloves. Nothing special, but they will keep me warm. Very important. Alright, and for sleeping, I have BattleBox sleeping bag. I think this is rated to like 20 degrees, but in addition with this wool blanket, you know, I'll be good to go. 5 degrees Celsius, whatever that is in Fahrenheit, I'm not real sure. Somewhere around 20, I do believe. But you know, with a fire going and this wool blanket, it'll be no sweat. Alright, next items up I have is a 3/4 length sleeping pad made by Climate. You know, you just blow this up in 5 to 8 breaths, and boom, you have a nice sleeping pad. You don't have to lay on the sticks and all that. So very cool item there. Also, I have a pillow made by them. You know, same theory, you want to keep your head up off the ground. Of course, you'll be putting it inside your sleeping bag, so you won't be laying directly on the ground. But these will provide you a little bit of insulation from the ground, which, you know, the ground will suck your body heat out. So it's good to stay off of it. Alright, next up is another BattleBox item. Can't help it, they got a lot of good stuff that, you know, I couldn't afford, so me doing the reviews for them has allowed me to get a lot of cool gear. And that's being the poor man preparing, that's how I prepare, honestly. I mean, a lot of the stuff I've got, I've worked for, so it's taken me a long time, 2 years at this point, but, you know, I'm starting to get there. This is a very cool tarp, and I put a couple tent stakes in here to help secure it, wrap it down, and all that good stuff. And with all this stuff, I can make an excellent shelter. To go with the tarp, I have these, I can't remember what they're called, but you put them on the line. It's just an easy way to you know, take your tarp, your ridge lines or whatever, tighten them up, loosen them up, take them down, put them up real fast. I can't ever remember the names of stuff. I'm horrible at that. But here's some tarp clips as well. Like if you have a place where you need to tighten it up, it don't have any grommets, you slide this on there, and boom, you're ready to go. Pretty cool. It's like half the stuff in here is for shelter, but I mean, shelter could be your #1 priority depending on your environment. Obviously, it's winter time, it's cold, so I mean, you'd freeze to death before you would dehydrate right now. Of course, depending on where you live. I also have some paracord and some elastic cord to tie up shelter and different things like that. Always want to have cordage. And the last couple of items are, there's a UST candle. Nothing great, but you know, provide you a little bit of light and stuff, a little bit of heat, even warm your hands up. Little things like that can really go far. Then I have this McQueen's Pure Mutton Tallow, which is pretty much rendered sheep fat, and it has all kinds of different uses. This can be used as a skin moisturizer, used on woodworking tools for lubrication, corrosion resistance and less friction. So pretty cool, and this item has multiple uses, which is always good. But basically that's what I have in my pack so far. I mean, like I said, I still have a little ways to go. Some items that I want to add are like a compass and a map of the area. You know, so navigation's always important. I feel that's the only thing I'm really lacking as far as the basics that I really need. Of course, when I go out, if I was to go out, I'm going to either have a hat on or a toboggan. I have a I'll have a multi-tool on me. I'll have a pocket knife. I have my neck knife. I'll have a pocket flashlight. I'll have a big lighter. I'll have a jacket on. You know, I'll have a lot of stuff on me. And I showed you the next belt, which can hold everything very well. Alright, but that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know what you think about it in the comments. I'll try to leave some links to as many of these things as I can. Let me know what I need to add. I know I still have a little ways to go, but this is a pretty good start, I think. So just let me know what you think down in the comments below. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to give it a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel for more. And remember, be ready.